a special cheer for our principal, Mr. Edward. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Madrasah learners, let's start off by first laying just one ground rule. And that is, you have to be absolutely quiet while speeches are being made in front. We have a PA system which will assist us in speaking quite loudly and quite clearly so that you can hear us. But please bear in mind, if 2 or 3 of you are going to speak, even of our grade 12 learners speaking in front as well, they're quite nervous. So if we can just have that one ground rule, then everything will go fine. So the parents at the back, a special welcome to you. You have nurtured your children until now. We've nurtured them from our part as far as their Islamic education is concerned. And hopefully what we intend doing, or what they intend doing with their lives, we've laid the foundation. As normal, we will ask the Imam to start off with the proceeding. He will also introduce 2 of our learners to do reading from the Quran. Imam, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can we just open our hands and make a short dua, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin. Sayyidina wa nabiyyina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما وارزقنا فهما ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين بفضلك دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Our first student that will be reciting for us is Ansar Raymond.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alam nashrah laka sadrak wa wada'na anka wizrak alladhi anqadha dhahrak wa rafa'na laka dhikrak fa inna ma'al usri yusra inna ma'al usri yusra fa idza faraghta fansab wa ila rabbika farghab.
Shukran. Wishal is a grade 5 pupil for learner. Our second learner is Darcy Daniels, and he is a grade 9 pupil.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع نادية سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب صدق الله العظيم.
Shukran to both our learners. I think they did exceptionally well. To us as adults, and I'm speaking addressing more the parents now, it's quite easy for us just to take the Quran and to read, or us to take the mic and just to speak very confidently in front of a group of people. But I think it takes a lot of courage for grade 5s and grade 6s to be able to read in front of a group of people as yourself. Parents, we hope to end the program at 12:30. That gives me some indication of the length of the proceedings as well as the time that I have to put to my speech as well. Actually, I've prepared quite a lengthy one and I've shortened it by speaking to the grade 12 during interval. So just to say that if you think that we are not inspiring them, that has taken place. But our cousin aptly summed it up to them as well. And it's quite a remark that has stuck with me for the past 10 minutes. And he's saying at the time when he was at school, the highest qualification that could be achieved was a junior certificate. Nowadays, we actually take a MATRICS certificate absolutely for granted. And in fact, in just speaking to our grade 12s during the past year that they've been with us, it's quite clear to me that their education is not going to stop at grade 12. Most of them are aspiring to go to tertiary education. So Buta Qasim, it just shows you the progression, not only of our community, but the community at large. At first, the JC was a prestigious qualification. Nowadays, and in fact in my day, a MATRICS certificate was worth the paper that it was written on. But nowadays, our youngsters speak of tertiary education, getting their degrees, getting their masters, getting their doctorates and so on. So it's quite easy for them to have this aspiration because of the foundation that we have laid as parents. I think just to start with the proceedings as well, it's important that we actually give them, especially our grade 12s, a message. And I'm going to say that maybe some of you haven't noticed, the little procession that we had was led by Auntie A. She's 81 years old and took up the challenge of doing Arabic at grade 12 this year. Unfortunately, she's been absent for quite a while because of illnesses that is, I can't say normal, but it does occur at her age. She has gathered enough strength to be with us today, to show you as learners that even though Auntie A could have been your grandmother or even your great-grandmother, especially the one sitting in front here, that education never stops. And I think if I can just exploit the one point that Auntie A is illustrating today, is the fact that education never stops. Now as parents, to the parents of grade 12, congratulations to you. You've nurtured them to the age of 17, 18 years old. You sent them to their secular schools, you send them to their Islamic schools, and we don't make any distinction. And the one coexists with the other. There's no distinction between the two. Because together we believe we form the human being, we form the person. Now to the rest of the grade 12, and this unfortunately excludes Auntie A, I'm going to relate a little story because kids learn best by telling them little stories. Their journey has started when they were born, and the 16, 17 years that they've now spent, both at their respective schools, I'm talking about Claremont Main Road MADRASAH, as well as the various schools that they attend from Monday to Friday, has come to an end in a physical sense. We are aware, in fact I said earlier on, that education does never stop. Auntie A illustrates that to us on a weekly basis. But what implication does that have for our present grade 12? All it says is, and I'm comparing them to an aeroplane about to take off. We are at Cape Town International Airport, and they are now, they boarded the plane when they started with their schooling education. They're still on the runway. And I think that important distinction we have to make. Sometimes, and as Dr. Kasim illustrated it earlier on, the grade 10, standard 8, the JC certificate was the pinnacle. Now they've reached the end of their runway. And your plane is now only going to embark. So all you've done is you've been at Cape Town International Airport, you've boarded the plane, and for 12 years you've been on the runway. In fact, the front wheels of the aeroplane hasn't even lifted off the runway yet. So essentially, and we as parents know this, spoken to you about it during interval as well. Your front wheels will only lift after you receive your MATRICS certificate. And inshallah, we make dua that you will receive it. But now your journey is about to start. The runway and all the foundation that we have laid as far as your education is concerned now comes to an end. And it depends on you now, because you're the pilot of your own plane, to pull back the rudder, and you have to pull it back hard enough so that the nose goes up, and the height of that nose, or to put it in a physical sense, the more time you now spend studying is going to depend how high that aeroplane goes up in the air, or how vertical the nose becomes. And then you release the brake, which in fact let the wheels go in, and then you will depart from the tarmac. So what your parents have done and what your teachers have done is to give you enough fuel in your particular flight to lift off, and all the guidance you received from your parents as well as your teachers sitting at the back. We filled the tank, and hopefully inshallah, we hope we filled it with enough taqwa and iman so that you can embark on your separate journey and fulfill your own life. In fact, in the world that we live in, they normally say you reach maturity at the age of 21. We know it differs in Islam. When you have aqal, when you can reason, you go into a mukallaf phase because you now accept responsibility. And the responsibility that you are going to accept from here on in actually doubles, if not triples. Because now you are the pilot of your own ship. And you are going to guide that plane even higher into the sky. And all your aspirations is shared by your parents sitting at the back and by ourselves. And hopefully, inshallah, you will embark on this journey with a solid foundation as we know we've given you people. So we wish you all the best on your journey. I've spoken about the studying, I've spoken about the stress that your parents will be undergoing, as well as yourself, and I'm not going to repeat that in front of the rest of the madrasa. But from our side, we wish you all the best. May Allah guide the plane that you will be going into the sky. And I use that metaphor because nothing stops an aeroplane from reaching its destination or the height that it reaches. And may each and every one of you, because you have the fuel to accomplish whatever is your heart's desire. You have our du'as, especially the teachers, we have your parents' du'as. So may all your dreams be fulfilled. And I'm going to stop there. And the next task that immediately befalls me is to introduce our grade 12s, because we as parents have sacrificed quite a lot. The teachers have sacrificed quite a lot. And if I look, so our parents have a lot of aspirations for their own children as well. And inshallah, may Allah guide you in whatever aspirations you have. We've laid the foundation. I'm just repeating myself until everyone gives me all the names. And then may your journey end until you fulfill all your ambitions and all your dreams. We have a little surprise for you, and it's also by way of introduction that we're going to do this. We've printed your name with some meanings on it. And to the rest of the madrasa, I'm just going to show it to you very, very quickly. And the first one we have here is Hassan. The short history of Hassan. Hassan joined us when he was 6 or 7 years old. And his daddy had to drive in the morning from Grassy Park through to South River to get Arabic lessons. At first it was in Imam Rashid's house, and then from the house we moved over to a little hall. I think it was in Pope Street. I don't recall what the name was. And then from Pope Street we used to wait there until 10 o'clock and then rush you back to Claremont Mosque sometimes. And then at the mosque you stayed until 1 o'clock, and then we could pick you up at 1 o'clock, and then both Imam Shahid and I wasn't even involved in the madrasa at the time, but we used to patiently wait until our kids used to finish with their lessons. So as parents also, we want to give you a special thanks for sacrificing quite a lot. So Hassan has been with us for 12 years. En elke Saterdag kom Hassan met die snaakste segeltjies madrasa toe. And he always has this peculiar smile on him, and he also has this peculiar way on him. But just to read what this paper says, and it's a reflection of Hassan, his aim is always on target. And he likes to make direct requests. His style, he moves with grace. Now that one I don't agree with him. But one thing is certainly sure of Hassan, because I've grown to know Hassan as a friend of one of my own children as well. He's a bold defender of others. Embarks on rewarding journeys, and I've spoken about journeys now. And he's a gritty competitor. So Hassan, from Claremont Main Road, Mosque, Saturday morning madrasa, 2002, we hand you this institution. Khadija, I'm just doing it in the order that it's here now. It says here your root has many keen admirers. I'm not so sure if that happens at madrasa, even though one hopes it does, because it's good. A woman of simple habits knows right from wrong, and this is definitely true from the Khadija I know. Always has a ready smile. Khadija. Mishka, one who aspires to fame, a person of dazzling skills, receptive to advice from others. I can actually vouch for that. An expert in many fields, believes in maintaining high standards, knows right from wrong, has good characteristics, is always moving forward. Shukran, Mishka. Now it's quite peculiar that we have two tasneem, but the peculiarity doesn't end there. Both their surnames are regular. Fortunately, one spells it with a single F at the end and the other one spells it with a double. And true to form, in many ways they complement each other as the two people that I've grown to know them. So to Tasneem Redcliffe with a double F, appreciates quality and excellence, can perceive a person's true heart, and a smile lights up the world. Tasneem Redcliffe with a double F. Tasneem was a single F, and I hope that's not some boats for the MATRICS. I've spoken about that during interval actually, so that's why they're laughing. An expert in many fields, she gets involved in projects worthy of good fortune. Someone to lean on. Shukran, Tasneem. Tariq was a double A, and I actually asked him to pronounce his name because the worst thing that one can do is to pronounce their names incorrectly. He's given me the assurance that it's Tariq and not the other pronunciations as we have. We have various forms of expressing Tariq and Tariq. So he's quite satisfied that it's simple Tariq. Has a courageous nature, you'll see later on why he's courageous, can develop solid relationships quite easily. Once decided, he will not go back. Fawaz, he normally sees the humor in life. He's a very confident person, always positive, sees the brighter side of life, has the vitality of new ideas. Others follow his examples. Last but not least, Yumna. She's perfect in many ways. She's kind and carefree. I think the mother can vouch for the kind and for the carefree. One who is loyal, who's a loyal friend. She does not cut corners. Hopefully she won't do that at the end of the year as well. She's always on the ball, a true believer in the good of others, has successes driven by imagination. And that certainly is true. Speaking to Yumna, she has quite a good imagination. Does the difficult with ease. Shukran. You will also notice that we did not
What's her name?
She gets the special one.
Oh my God. Isn't it there?
What's her name?
Farana's, come here, Michael. I'll have to do this at the top of my head. That's why I don't know why you're standing up.
Give the speech.
If your name isn't on the one certificate, then it's certainly not on the other one. It shows you that we were running around quite a bit. But for us, to you also, congratulations in reaching your matric, and my deepest apology. I wanted to add that we forgot one, and that was the one for Auntie A, because we felt we didn't have to hand Auntie A something of that nature. But I think as naughty and Auntie A is, as we know, I think we'll actually do that. And so we'll do a special one for Auntie A and for Faranaz as well. Faranaz, my dear, my apologies. Somewhere along the line, your certificates are not there, and I'm afraid both certificates are not there. But it shows you we're only human, and I might just fall down here as well, just to embarrass myself even further. So our apologies for that, Faranaz. We'll certainly make up for it. Okay? Give her a round of applause. We now call upon their teachers who's taught them Arabic for the year. I think it's an extreme challenge for the teachers as well. So I'm going to hand you over to Muhammad to say a few words, and then to Amin, and I promise Amin that after he's used up his minute, I'm actually just going to take the mic from him. So Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If there's one thing I don't do is speeches, standing up in front of people and speaking. But I think for the matriculants this year and for many other years, it's extremely challenging. For any matriculant or for any person that are writing an exam, whether it's university level or on any other level, it's extremely challenging for them to do that. And more than that, also the expectations of other people that they have on the matriculants is also another thing that they have to deal with. But I do believe that every one of us, how small or how big, have to go through challenges at one stage of their life. And for me, going through to matric and writing exams, and it's but just another challenge. And I think it's important for one to know how to face challenges and so on. But it's also, as a Muslim, whatever challenges come in one's way, one needs to face it. And as a Muslim, there's always room for development in one's life. A Muslim never stagnates. Whatever a Muslim does or do, they always do better. Every day you improve your life. Every hour and every minute. If you did something today, if you design something today, tomorrow you will improve. And as a human being, one needs to improve every day on whatever you do, and so on. But for me, it was a pleasure teaching them. At the end of the day, it's they that needs to do the hard work, and one can only encourage them to continue with the hard work that they have done. But I would also like to leave them with a dua, with a short prayer that the Imam has made at the opening, when he said, Rabbi zidna ilma wa razuqna fahma. And it's a dua that we always should make. And Rabbi zidna ilma, which means, oh Allah, increase me in knowledge, warzuqna fahma, and grant me the understanding of it. And with that words, I want to tell all the matrics, I wish them everything of the best for now and for the future. And may they rise up as worthy leaders in the future, and because they are truly our leaders for the future, and take up the challenges, not only as South Africans, but also as good Muslims, taking South Africa forward and South African democracy. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا وَجَزَاءً وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ.
My name is Amir Kassim. I've been called upon just to finish off, I suppose, when Muhammad started, when Muhammad left for the United States, and I must admit, I was very reluctant to take the job because I haven't really taught kids at matric level Arabic as yet, because I started off teaching 6 years ago already. I started, but it wasn't at matric level yet, and I was very unwilling to teach them. Came on Minor Mosque, and I thought that they came from Model C schools, maybe they'll have a bit of an attitude. But surprisingly though, honestly, I must say, I've grown to like them actually. I've been more than just a teacher to them, I've been their friend as well, and in nurturing them with their Arabic as well. And I still remember in this week, very late one evening, my phone actually beeped, and I looked at the time, and it was past 2 o'clock in the morning, and one of the students sitting over here, she sent me an SMS that she was studying Arabic at that very moment in time, and she was running into problems and in understanding the work that we did, and I thought, no ways am I actually going to call at that time of the night, because I did tell them that's my 24-hour number, they should phone me whenever they need me, but she probably took it so literally. But what I'd like to tell them is, I'd like to congratulate them on reaching matric, and secondly for doing Arabic. It's quite challenging for them to go on and do an extra subject in matric. They shouldn't look at Arabic as their 7th subject. Arabic is merely one of the 7 subjects that they do, that they are writing, so they should work as hard at Arabic as they are working at all the other subjects that they are doing. And they should remember that I'm always here, they have my details, they have all my details. So if they need me at any time, before they write even, they should let me know. Okay, shukran, I leave them with that.
Even Amin's students told him, Sheikh, please don't speak for half an hour, we'll be right back before one. You actually kept your word, Amin. Shukran for that. We now call upon Tariq to make his speech to address the students, the learners, as well as the parents. Tariq.
Assalamu alaikum, parents, teachers and students. There are people that come into your life and stay there forever. There are people that change you and there are people that are sent to make you a better person. Alhamdulillah, at this madrasah, I've been honored with receiving the gifts of all three. I have changed and grown spiritually and academically. Thanks to everyone present, I have been surrounded by characters and personalities which have molded me into someone more enthusiastic and motivated, and have made a family that will stay in my heart forever. Shukran to everyone present, including my very first Arabic teacher, Auntie Shaida. Shukran Uncle Shafiq, Sheikh Runabal and Ami for being such an encouraging, wonderful role models for all who bring their life. I don't know what we would have done without you guys and your gifts for us to study. You have indeed showed us the true meaning of a teacher. Inshallah, because of all of you, we will be able to take this knowledge and share it with those around us and will be a key to our success in the future. Mrs. Martin, you have been extremely accommodating and shukran for allowing us into your home. Shukran to all of these people behind me who have made me realize that I'm not the only one going through this. You have all played a role in making my year so much more interesting, less stressful, more easy to approach, and so on. Finally, good luck to all of you and may Allah guide you the way you have guided me. May all your hard work lead to success. أسأل الله تعالى أن يوفقني وإياكم إلى طريق المستقيم. May Allah guide me and you on the straight path, inshallah.
Thank you, Judge.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أجمعين. I begin in the name of Allah, our nourisher and sustainer, the Lord of the world. All praise and worship is to Allah alone, who has no partners. We send our salutations on the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his friends and family and those following. It is an honor and privilege to address our esteemed staff as well as my fellow students at this institution. We came here a few years ago with little knowledge of Islam in the spirit of Iqra Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq. We were taught the injunction of the Quran, read in the name of your Lord who has created us. Read in the name of your Lord who has created you. Today we have advanced to needlessly through a slow beginning, but we have taken a big leap into the future Allah alone knows about. One able to do this if it were not for the commitment and dedication of our teachers. We cannot go through this life without the teachings and values of Islam because we face challenges daily, and with our Islamic education we are able to do it. There is a difference between those who have knowledge of Allah and those who do not. Our lives are both that are knowing Allah's rules, which make it incumbent on us to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. The above was made possible through the dedication and commitment of our teachers. We would like to say thank you for selflessly sharing their knowledge with us. To our fellow students, may you enjoy your stay here, and to the great students, you cannot imagine the hard work and commitment required for you to the year that lies ahead, and you should view Arabic as a stepping stone rather than stumbling block, and you will reap the benefit of it. Last but not least, to our parents and our two Arabic teachers, Amin and Muhammad, as well as Uncle Shafiq, we really appreciate everything you have done for us, and our future success is partially because of you. And a special thanks to Aunt Shaida, who has molded us to most of us, who's been there from the beginning. We cannot convey our sincere appreciation because you have done so much for us. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum.
I think just before we hand over to Fahmi, I think as teachers, one feels quite proud And I can actually expect how parents are feeling at the back for your grade 12. But just to hear these children, and they are still children to us, articulate the ideas means such a lot to us. Tariq actually mentioned the teachers that have taught him previously. So a round of applause, I think, is going to be fitting to all the teachers. Until they take the grade 1. I'm not going to mention all the teachers' names, but I'm just going to mention the receptive class, which is anti-lazy, and it ends off with our grade 12. So each and every teacher has played an important part in forming these learners' ideas, laid the foundation. As I said earlier, we provided with you with all the fuel that your flight requires. And inshallah, may you utilize that to the best of your abilities. We wish you well with your exam and with your future endeavors. And I now hand you over to Fahmi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not going to be long, I'm just going to say a few words. I think every time this year, it's a really time of year that we feel very proud of our students, and of our teachers, and of this institution. When we started this madrasa some 9 years ago, we always had the aim that we would teach our students to learn or to read the Quran correctly, with proper tajweed and pronunciation, and all that goes with that. But then we didn't want to leave it there. We said that is not good enough. The Quran is in Arabic, and we are living in a non-Arabic speaking country. But this Quran is a message from Allah, and it should have meaning in our daily lives. And none of us, we don't know Arabic, we're not born in an Arabic country. And therefore the second aim of this madrasa was that we would teach our learners Arabic with the sole aim for them to be able to understand the messages contained in the Quran, so that they can live their lives within this world. Alhamdulillah, I think the MATRICS Arabic exam is a culmination, is an end result, or if you like, is the cherry on the top of that objective. Because when these matrics are going to write the Arabic exam, they're going to be given verses of the Quran which they will have to translate into English, and therefore they will be given some hadith also that they will have to translate. And this clearly gives you an indication that they will have some understanding of the Quran that they read. So, I'm not saying that we've achieved this objective completely, but we are well on our way to achieving those objectives. And I also want to thank the parents for having the faith and the courage and sticking with us in the bold steps that we have taken in trying to achieve those objectives. A big shukran to you for having faith in us and for allowing us the scope to be able to do this kind of thing. It is only once a week, and I think we have shown that with committed people and dedicated people, we can actually do much more, or we can do quite a lot on a Saturday morning. So my final word is, once again I want to congratulate all the matriculants, wish them good luck in their final examination, and we hope that we will give them some time off, and we hope in future that they can come back to us and relate to us some of their other life experiences. So shukran to all of you, shukran to Muhammad, shukran to Amin for teaching them, shukran to all the other teachers who played a part in the earlier development, shukran to Shafiq for leading us at the madrasa and making sure that our bold plans are implemented. Shukran to the teachers, shukran to all the parents, and shukran to all your learners for offering up your Saturdays to come to another school. But as Uncle Shafiq said, it's just not another school, it's an extension of the school we go through during the week. So yeah, I would just like to end by saying a big shukran to each and everyone here. And may we go from strength to strength, inshallah.
Shahida, we now normally we are of the town bound. We are not going to make dua salah today because we've allowed all the children with their shoes and so on. So it's going to be increasingly uncomfortable. And probably I'm just going to end off. Shahida, you can actually come forward. Or must we bring the mic to you? Okay, we'll bring the mic to you. Okay, now.
Yes.
Shahida, I think it's best if you actually come forward. Please, just a final warning, the stairs are wet. I mean, everybody knows it's raining outside. We're actually going to ask the adults to leave first, and please, as you go down the steps, it is very, very slippery. Okay, especially those of you who have on slippery shoes as well. So just be careful as you go down the flight of stairs. We'll actually send the children off in twos or threes so that we don't have people forcing each other down the stairs. Shahida?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Actually quite emotional today. To say just a few words to our MATRICS. I just want to say I started at this madrasa in the same class with Hassan to do the Hifz program. And I ended up teaching here. I enjoyed every minute of these children and they really affected my life profoundly. And I just want to say that may they go from strength to strength. And something that I've always told them is, there's an anecdote that goes something to this effect that if you study and you study and you study hard and you achieve success, it's equivalent to tying your horse. You know, when you're inside your house and you leave the doors all open and you don't expect a burglar to come because the doors are all open. You can't tawakkal on Allah if your doors are open and the windows are open. You can only tawakkal on Allah when you've tied your camel. And tying your camel is closing the windows, locking the doors when you leave. And the best form of camel that they have is their studies. And the other thing that I want to leave with them today is that education, the purpose of all education is to make you a better human being. And if you can't, I tell them all the time, you can do the best of results, and you can't be a practicing Muslim and be nice to every single soul around you, then you haven't internalized the education that you have received. The best form and that is my message for them today. I only want them to be the best of human beings. The results will speak for themselves. They are the best human beings. It's the best we can ask for our children. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Zakasi, you said you said during interval. Is there anybody else? I mean, feel free to contribute. And it need not be praising the teachers if it just needs anything else, but then from my side to end them off. Is there a parent who wants to say something? Or can we end it off? I just want to give everybody the opportunity because people are actually indicating. If not, then finally, can we end off? Shukran for all the parents who've made a special effort. We gather that there are some parents who actually fetching their children as well who joined us. We will have our graduation ceremony for the rest of the madrasa on the 9th of December, the 8th, which is the Saturday. Eid is most probably the Friday, yes, and the Sunday morning you will receive your letters will be the graduation for the rest of the school. This one is specifically at our grade 12. Finally, I'm just going to ask them to stand once again so that we can give them a final round of applause. Faranas, my girl, we'll start with you. Please stand. Faranas, Hassan, Tariq, Fawaz, Mishka, Hadija, Tasneem with a double F and Tasneem with a single F, and Yumna. Give them a round of applause. And just the very last one, I didn't forget about Auntie A. We so much wanted to treat her as one of the teachers, but she got to know the grade 12 so well, she actually spent the intervals with them. So maybe her influence rubbed off from them, and their influence rubbed off on Auntie A. So she's still very young at heart. Auntie A, we wish you all the best as well, especially for your health. We make dua that Allah will grant you your health. And the spirit hasn't been dampened in no way, we are aware of that. But inshallah, may Allah just grant your health. We will end off by reciting Surah Al-Fatiha.
Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين رب اغفر لي ولوالدي آمين بفضلك دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Is it your book?
Shukran, can you just ask the parents to leave? Will all the learners, Nasser, just make sure that no learner leaves on that side, and Tishaida, just make sure that no learners leave on this side as well. Because the stairs are quite slippery and we want all the learners, please remain seated. All the learners.
Are you correct to find the madrasa?